More podcast presented by Major League Success. And I'm bringing to you another realtor that this is our first time really interacting and getting to know one another. But we have Shaun Hood with the Home with Hood team at Coldwell Banker. And Shaun, I really appreciate you coming on. We were just kind of chatting before we jumped on here. And I was like, I don't think we've ever connected or anything like that, which I love because, I just get to know you on a deeper level and just kind of your journey. This podcast is all about sharing, your journey into the real estate space. And I just appreciate you jumping on with us this morning.
Thanks for the opportunity, John. Looking forward to it. It's be fun.
So, yeah, it's going to be fun for sure. And I always like to start with childhood. We start from the beginning
Okay.
because, as I've gotten to know agents, whether it's just on our team or, interviewing other agents here in our industry, there's always something that typically happens, early years, high school years, early college years that really impact their, whether the way they think about things or some of the systems or things that they do here in their real estate business. So what was growing up like for you?
Okay, sure. So, kind of based around specifically a little bit of that question. I mean, I grew up in a small little town. It was a village called Ada
Okay.
in Northwest Ohio. So, played a lot of sports. I was involved with sports my entire life there, and then I immediately went to college. Uh, and to be honest, it was mainly because that was kind of the direction I got from my parents.
Yeah.
Um, I hated school. I hated. I love the people. I love the people at school, but I hated school. Um, and that didn't change for me in college either. So I started at Ohio Northern University, ran track there for about a year and a half, but that was in the town that I grew up in. So
Where's Ada? What's like income like where at in the state as
near
far as
Lima,
okay, okay.
near Lima, it's about
Yeah.
15 minutes from Lima.
Okay,
So,
cool.
um, so yeah, my parents said, "Well, live on campus. It'll be different, a different experience for you." But if you're from Ada, Ada, the university is like your playground. So, I mean, I knew every square inch of that place, and I just decided, after about a year and a half, that once my second year was up, I was going to do something different. I was going to get out of Ada. So I went to what I joined the army actually.
Oh wow. So
Yeah,
before we
yeah.
get there, what did you go to school for college?
Yep. So I went into criminal justice
Okay.
right out of the gate. I did like a newspaper interview in high school, and this was what I wanted to be. I wanted to be an FBI agent.
Okay.
So uh, that's not where I ended up, but that was kind of my dream early on.
Yeah.
So,
And it
yeah.
was just based off of that one paper interview? Like did you interview
No, I mean before that, like uh, we did these things. I've heard it called like where you job shadow
Yeah. Yeah.
somebody, in elementary school,
Yep.
and I did the police department. Um, Not even 100% sure why. I think I just, I like the idea. If I really think about it, it probably boils down to service and
Yeah.
serving people, you
Okay.
know.
Okay.
So, yep.
So you go for the criminal side of things. Find out that, school's really, not for you. But, and I think that conversation's a lot. I don't know how old you are. I'm 33. It's kind of same thing. My parents, it wasn't you have to go to college, but it was like military or college, you pick. Me and my sister, we went to college, and my little brother went into the Marines. So, but that was kind of like, that was kind of the thing. Um,
Yeah.
so totally get that. So you go, you scratch that itch a little bit and find out that it's not for you. Um,
Yeah. Well, I ended up getting a college degree.
okay,
I joined the Army Reserve so that I could pay for college. Um, I knew I didn't want a bunch of debt. I certainly wasn't that smart, still am not, but I knew enough to know that I didn't want a bunch of college debt when I got started. So joined the Army, came down to Columbus to get Ohio State. Um, and I ended up graduating with a history degree
oh, nice,
because it was the only thing. I love history. It was the I still had no idea what I wanted to be at that point when I grew up,
yeah.
but I enjoyed history enough to kind of pursue it as a degree.
So was that going to be more of a teaching track, or
I did spend some time in Iraq. It took me more than the normal 4 years to graduate.
sure,
So I was in and out of college based on that stuff. And when I was done with college, I knew, I mean, in order to do something really kind of the normal path, I had to get a master's. And I'm like, there's no way I'm not going to get a master's degree. So um, when I graduated, I just ended up in dental, managing dental practices
okay,
for a while. So
okay.
yeah,
Well, that's cool. So, you go through that, right? Finally graduate, get into the dental management side. Um, Kind of fill me in to the real estate space. Like,
sure.
what I guess how long were you doing the dental management? Did you go from that into real estate, or was there something else in between? Kind of
Yep.
fill me in on some of that stuff.
So I did the dental management for about 6 years. In between there's a period of time during that time where I had an opportunity to um, partner with somebody to try to start a small business,
Okay.
like a shuttle service. It was like an Uber idea before Uber. Um, Not that we're that brilliant, but that's really was the concept just locally here in Columbus.
Yeah.
It was very expensive. To start that business, you need numerous vehicles, you got maintenance. So it lasted about a year before it fell on its face. Um, and then it was just back to dentistry, managing practices. And I got to a point where I was literally just burnt out. And real estate had never crossed my mind. I did own a house at that time, but as far as making a career out of real estate, never even crossed my mind. So I had a friend, um, and we were talking, we were eating, and I was complaining about my work basically.
Yeah.
And he was a realtor, and Dave said, "Shaun, you should really think about getting your real estate license. You would be great at this." And so it was a point I think in what I'm learning is that there's really two reasons people make a shift or a change. Um, Either they're just super, motivated or about something, or most likely, in my experience, is you know you have enough pain, you're in a bad enough spot, your back's against the wall, where you're just like, I got to do something different, and
Yeah.
that was where I was. So um, I a little more, realized, the barrier to entry was pretty low. The cost to get my license, and to really start my small business was just a few $1,000.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm going to give this a shot. So
Now,
that's how I ended up getting it.
for sure.